Painting Sky and Water, Wet into Wet, video lesson by Vladimir London.
In this video lesson, you'll discover how to paint sky and water using the wet into wet watercolor painting technique.
Here is the finished artwork that I aim to achieve by the end of this video lesson. Before I begin painting in watercolor, I make a straight line along the horizon with the masking fluid. I have to say that using masking fluid is not something I do too often. However, there are cases when masking is necessary, and this line will be helpful later on. After the masking film is fully dry, I use a flat, soft synthetic brush and clean water to wet the entire front surface of the watercolor paper sheet. This is high-quality 100% cotton watercolor paper, which has 300 GSM weight and comes with the cold-pressed surface, which is also referred to as knot. I turn over the paper sheet and wet the reverse surface. It will take several minutes for the paper to absorb water and expand in size. Afterwards, I will stretch it on the wooden board using a staple gun. I accurately place the wooden board on top of the watercolor paper sheet, which has expanded already, and staple the paper edges to the board. I begin stretching from the middle of the long side, then accurately lift the board and gently pull the watercolor paper, making sure that its surface is totally flat. I then staple paper edges on the opposite long side of the board, placing one staple in the middle and two more on either side, with about a 5 cm distance between each staple. After that, I can continue with stapling the opposite long side, gradually moving from the middle to the corners. Before I get to the corner, I turn the board 90 degrees in order to fix the paper edge in the center of the short side. I then put two more staples on either side, keeping the 5 cm distance between each staple. Afterwards, I do the same on the opposite side, and then finish stretching this paper by stapling its corners. While I was stretching the paper, it was drying. Therefore, I wet the sky area once again. At the same time, it is important not to over-soak the paper with water. I placed the board upside down, tilting it at about a 15-degree angle. This results in its bottom side, which is now at the top, being raised a bit higher than its opposite end. To finish this artwork, I paint the hills on the background. Here is the finished artwork. In the Watercolor Academy course, you will learn many more painting methods and techniques.